to live every day with that day in mind, like those that are walking like we've got a secret. We know what's coming. We've got inside information about what's going to happen in this world. And so what God calls us to do is to live, to walk by faith and not by sight. What does that mean? That means that we live letting the knowledge of that day shape the way that we live. Instead of allowing our knowledge of that day to be put on the shelf and simply live about, let the temporal things, the things that we see, make our decisions, even though we know they're going to pass away. And that when Jesus comes back, the things that we did that weren't with Him, that weren't of eternal value, will all pass away and be meaningless. So the question is this, you guys, what are you doing now with your life? How are you letting that day affect the way you live now? Maybe there's some decisions in your life that you need to make. Maybe there's some things in your life that you need to change. You're going, you know what? Now that I know and that I've been reminded of the importance of that day and what awaits me, when I look at the way that I live now, it's not the way I want to live. It's not the way that I want to conduct my life, because I want to conduct my life in a way that's going to matter on that day. So I want you guys to just take a second, just ask yourself, where are you right now? Are you one of those people that you're sitting out there and you said, Mike, if I were to be honest, I don't even know that my name's in the book. I don't even know that if I were to stand before God today, if I'd be welcomed into His kingdom. Maybe your friend dragged you here, and last night Ron was speaking, you saw people coming to the altar, but maybe you just weren't ready. Or maybe now this morning, as a result of what you just seen, you're saying, man, I've got to give my life to Christ. I need to make a decision right now. Or maybe you're someone that as you're watching this, you're thinking to yourself, you know what, Mike? If Jesus came back, I know that I know Him. But if I begin to count on my life right now, I would be so ashamed of the way that I've lived. I'd be so ashamed at how little I have taken advantage of the opportunities I've had, with the knowledge that God is going to return, the choices that I've made. I would be so ashamed if He came back now. And I've got to change the way. I need to make a radical recommitment of my life and my priorities to Christ. This is what we're going to do. Before we go to lunch, before we do anything else, we're just going to take a minute to get our hearts right with the Lord. Because you know what, you guys, the bottom line is, we don't know when this day is coming. I'm not trying to put some big, Jesus is going to come back right now. He may. It may be a couple years, maybe, who knows? Maybe a long time off. But none of us know when our life will be over. God forbid there could be an accident, there could be something, Jesus can return, we never know. But now is the moment we have to make a decision about what we're going to do with our lives. And who we're going to put in charge of our hearts. So here's what I want us to do. I just want us to take a second before we move any further and deal with this issue in our hearts if we need to. Listen, if you're in one of those categories, you're either saying, hey, Mike, I don't know that